In a world where you can't see anything day or night, I'm going to conquer 100 moon cycles in the medieval era. Filled with suspense, action, pets, and skill, this is 100 Days in the Dark Ages. So I started off humbly as any normal Minecraft player. I got some wood, mined stone, crafted, and I was on my way. Before long, I found a uniquely shaped desert temple with an interesting basement that I'll go down to later, and a village. But sadly there was no blacksmith. I found a cave with a creeper and 2 endermen, the only endermen that we'll ever see in this vid again. Nightfall was coming, and as we saw previously, nighttime is not something we want to mess with, so I crafted a bed and slept outside for the day. Day 2, I went into the desert temple basement, kind of anxious but excited for the treasures untold. And the only treasures I found was a spider jump scare and came out of the basement faster than you can say Subtilage FM, which you should do by the way. I was exploring a deep dark cave when I found a mysterious spawner. Where it was from, I do not know. Hopefully we can visit again soon. Day 3, I found a griffin. A very scary looking creature, but it's actually pretty peaceful. So I was out gathering resources, collecting things like copper, the most useless ore in Minecraft. And I was chopping a tree when, I don't even know what to say, just watch the clip. I had no words. Running, editing, even talking now, I still have no words. That was just, how did I survive that dragon? Day 4 was interesting. I found a cave which had tons of creepers. Might as well just call it Creeper Cave. And they got lost in the desert for the first time. This is where I learned the hard way to always come back before nighttime. Day 5, I was back on track exploring the desert temple once again. Slowly but surely killed the spider, and I chickened out last second, so I grabbed the skeleton skull and got out. Just kidding, I wasn't going to go down without a fight, so I came back and began slaying spiders. I crafted the next best thing to iron, steel armor. This will definitely give me the upper hand when fighting mobs. Day 6, I decided to see what I could do with copper, and the things I could make were nice looking, but very useless. I also did some farming for the first time. Day 7, I explored one of the deepest caves I ever seen, and a cave that I would eventually revisit. I found a weird looking structure, and with the time I had, decided to raid it. Using my clever mind, I stormed the base and took the loot. Oh yeah, I also set some zombies on fire. Day 8, I was exploring a forest when I found a pixie. I was really scared at the time and didn't know that pixies can actually be your friend. I also crafted a battle axe, which I can use for both attacking and chopping, and decided to go massacre the entire forest. Days 9 to 16 were spent building a really nice looking village wall. This would make it so that when I come back from adventures, my village wouldn't be exploded from creepers or something. Day 20, I decided to bring up all my courage and storm the temple once and for all. I first started with the spider dungeon on the first level. I conquered it and even found a really good pickaxe that I would use for the majority of this series. I found a skeleton dungeon and it all put up a pretty good fight. The modders did a really good job at making them really hard to kill. I was having a bit of trouble trying to bypass this corridor with a spider spawner on it. It was pretty scary, but eventually I was able to destroy the spawner. I was minding my own business when a zombie decided to jump scare me, putting away a good chunk of my health. I decided to live to fight another day. Days 21 and 22 were spent mining in the cave when I found a weird looking structure. It was definitely not a peaceful structure, and I will revisit it again soon. Days 23 to 29 were spent exploring. I found a dragon nest, and from last time, I definitely not want to meet a dragon again. And I also found a huge castle, which make a pretty good spot for a base, but today was not the day I would take it over. Day 29, I heard if you give pixies cake, they will be tamed. And once pixies are tamed, they'll be able to give potion effects such as speed, jump, strength, etc. If I was going to survive here for 100 days, getting these effects are crucial. So I was out scouting out the weird structure from before, when a pixie decided it was a good time to go in front of me, where I accidentally made it sit down and it dropped right between two lava falls. As I was trying to get it out, it died. Yeah, this is where I learned that pixies don't make very good friends. I was mining some ore when a creeper decided it was a good time to go right behind me, not killing me, leaving me at 1/2 of health. On hardcore mode, give me a big fat break. I was doing another scouting mission near the castle when I discovered that there was actually a ruined castle right next to it. No mobs, no traps, just loot. It was a good day. Back home with the extra iron, I was able to craft an anvil and an armor stand. Days 36 to 38, I went exploring and found a lava pool which I can make a nether portal out of. Then I went to the nether, and I came out of the nether. On day 30, I decided to storm the castle so that I could conquer it by day 40. It wasn't an easy task. There were like constant soldiers dropping on top of me. After a long and hard-fought battle using my wits, my PvP skills, and literally every single item I had in my inventory because this one type of soldier was literally invincible to anything. It was time to conquer the middle point, the thing that they were all guarding with the most loot, the main house. The strategy, use a lava bucket over and over again and get rid of the troops. Unfortunately, kind of backfired and set the whole house on fire, but all the troops were dead, and also I got a lot of epic loot from that. And hey, I'm in hardcore. Better the house go up in flames than me. After 2 long hard days of fighting, at the morning of day 40, I was finishing off the troops and collecting all the loot that was left. Actually, the house did kind of pull a trick on me, but luckily I am very smart, so I cleverly avoided the trap. I was finishing off some of the guards when I accidentally hit a llama, and let's just say that ended pretty badly. For the llama, of course. You thought it would have been me? Now this is just plain funny. I'll just let you watch this. Anyways, we won't be seeing any more soldiers for a while. The rest of day 40 all the way up to day 53 were spent renovating the house so I can make it my new super secret base. By day 53, I was finishing up the house renovations by boarding up the windows with stairs. That way, not only would it make them look great, but it will also make my house fog-free by covering up the fog, since windows do not do a very good job of doing so. But, yeah, by noon, I was pretty much done with all of the house renovations for now. I also took the renovation time to set up my new farm. I was gonna make it pretty big, so food was the last thing I had to worry about. Later that evening, I tamed a llama. I mean, might as well have fun with my newly conquered llamas from the castle and not just be a over-dramatic dictator overlord, or... yeah, you get my point. To increase my personal defenses, I crafted some diamond armor, new helmet, leggings, some boots, and yeah, they were nice and all, but you know what they say, if it's broke, don't fix it. And to keep my diamond armor steady and fresh as new, I kept them in the glorious armor stand where I can view them. But on the night of day 50, as I was traveling, 3 of my pixies were blown up by a creeper. I couldn't see the creeper because of the fog at all, displaying one of the deadly effects of why I shouldn't go out during nighttime. The next morning, day 54, I decided to try out some pixie dust, which were given to me from the pixies in the jars, and yeah, I guess it just makes me fly. That's gonna come in handy, I think. Days 55 to 56, I was exploring a swamp when, BAM! A Stymphalian bird attack. but I was prepared. So I grabbed my sword and shield and went to town on the poor little birdie. Right after Perry the parrot was defeated, I collected some iron and Stymphalian bird feathers, which will come in quite handy. Anyways, I saw more, and just as I was about to scare them off like their friend, they ran away like chickens. Or flew? I don't know. Comment down in the video below. Day 57, I just AFK for the whole day. I was either having pizza or on Google. That's what my notes are telling me. I mean, you can't blame me if it was pizza. You probably do the same thing. Unless you hate pizza, then think of your other favorite food. But day 58, I was back in the grind. Or should I say night? Yeah, let's see. First of all, I lured chickens into my house, never to see the daylight ever again. Ha 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 ha. Wait, my castle is open roof. Way to ruin the fun me in my past notes. So I kind of went on a llama rampage because they needed leather, and llamas give leather and they need it for my enchanting, and I don't really see any cows around. If there are any llama fans out there, I genuinely am sorry. Please don't get me canceled on Twitter for this. Okay, bye. So I went exploring and I found a huge tower, and nothing attacked me in the first 3 seconds. What a miracle. Anyways, this time trouble wasn't looking for me, I was looking for trouble. So I decided to see what happens if I shot a griffin, since they're usually peaceful creatures. Yeah, definitely not the reaction I was going for. I then decided to man up and go inside the tower because I am not a crybaby like my friends on Discord tell me I am. Exploring the basement, I found nothing but just like the desert temple. That was really strange. I guess I'll have to go explore that in the future. Now normally I would just do it now, but when I tried to get inside, yeah, a zombie tried to jump scare me and I wasn't having any of that today, so I decided to get the heck out of there. So I found some cows, and cows are really useful for making cake. And cake is useful for taming pixies, or just, I don't know, making cake. So it was getting nighttime pretty quickly, and there was gonna be zero chance for me to get my cows home without getting through nighttime. So I decided to go on a little side quest and kill 3 sheep to make a bed and get through night. Luckily, I dominated that quest and was able to get through the night sleeping in the bed. Just as I was feeling good on day 61, my cows just decided to go poof. Yeah, just like that. And now I have to go back to get another cow. Now, I was originally going to make a cake on day 60 as like, I don't know, a day 60 celebration, but yeah, looks like time did not allow me to have that decision, so I had to do it on day 61. Still, it was a pretty fun cake party. Day 62, I found time to harvest my farm, and also I was able to use bone meal to make my front lawn look a lot nicer. So it was day 64 and I was hunting down another griffin when I realized how powerful the griffin isn't in strength, but in knockback. That is like a roller coaster ride, oh my goodness. It was nighttime and I was hunting down zombies. I don't know what about the mod or something like that, but like I think it made zombies 10 times harder. There was probably 20 zombies in like 10 seconds. That was, yeah, I wasn't having any of that, so I decided to hole up in my castle and wait until daytime. They like came up in front of my door. It was hardcore mode, so they could have broken it down, but I think because of how weirdly I placed my door, the AI didn't detect it, which is really good actually. That saved my life. So I was collecting my chicken's eggs when I realized that one of them was rotten. I thought it could be used or something, so I was trying to see what I can do with it. Then I used it and it spawned some sort of creature. So I thought it was hostile, so I immediately killed it. When I realized that it was actually my pet, I looked into a bit more research about this. These guys are really powerful. Like, they can shoot laser beams. I'll go into that a bit later, but like, yeah, it turns out I made a mistake, and spawning a cockatrice was one of my top priorities now. The next day I decided that enchanting would be pretty useful right now, so yeah, I enchanted some of my tools, renamed some of my items, and it was breeding time for the cows and chickens. The more the merrier. So day 67 to 60, I was hunting zombies when I decided to just ride a llama for fun. Then the llama like threw me off a cliff and put me in face front in a bunch of zombies. Is the llama on the zombie side? Hello? Luckily, I'm me, and as legit FM, I obviously survived, or else I wouldn't be making this video. And one of these zombies to note is this one with all golden armor. And honestly, you don't really need to note him down because you'll be seeing him again pretty soon. But for now, I shoved him down a cliff. Now, remember when I told you to note that the zombie? Yeah, here he is again. Hello? Did he like track down my IP address and was like trying to deliver a pizza but forgot the pizza and I was just trying to eat my brains or something? Yeah, that was just weird. Now, I used those Stymphalian feathers I got from back in the ye old days to make Stymphalian arrows, and I realized that they have really cool physics, like gravity just does not apply to them for like 5 seconds. So I fooled around with them for a bit, but I don't think I've ever used them for combat. Remember when I said I'll be bringing chickens in with no sunlight and I was completely wrong? Yeah, well this time they actually don't have sunlight. Ha! Joke's on you, me from earlier! And for the rest of day 69, hey, did I mention that it was day 69? What a funny number. Anyways, I AFK'd for a few hours and the poor cow that was just sitting right in front of me holding wheat thought I was gonna feed him, but sadly I didn't. That was probably painful. Oh, hey, remember that cake that was sitting there since the invasion? Yeah, day 72 it was just gone. I don't know when I ate it, cause like I do not recall any time when I ate it at all, but yeah, now that's gone. Days 70 to 72 are just preparation for me getting ready to invade the huge tower that I found in day 59. When I was going outside to the entrance, I threw a chicken egg and the baby chicken landed right outside the door. So I decided to just let free since, like, you know, why not? Animal rights. And then let's just totally forget about its family and relatives encased inside my house. Yeah. Woo! Freedom! Once I was inside the big tower, the plan was to conquer as much spawners as possible. That way I'll be able to get as much loot from the chest. The really creepy part was that there was just this like checkpoint area. You'd think it would be riddled with traps or something, but no, it was just peaceful. Yeah, that definitely creeped me out. Just as I was leaving, I had a welcoming party of zombies at my front door. Luckily, I had the lava bucket, and let me just tell you, dealing with mobs, lava buckets are amazing. As I was conquering another spawner, I found a chest which held one of the most useful swords I've ever seen, so I decided to use it as my permanent weapon. Oh, this part's really cool. As I was continuing my dungeon crawl, I found a few zombies, and we had like an epic battle over a lava bridge. That makes a really good art scene for any artists out there. Here's some footage of me conquering an average spawner. In this case, it's a skeleton spawner. Another lava bridge battle scene over spiders. Yeah, it's really crazy since they like climb walls and stuff. This scene was probably the largest battle I ever had inside the tower. If it weren't for these potions, I'd probably be very, very not existing right now. and now I entered the main room. However, I think it was a trap since I got surrounded on all sides. Skeletons all over the place and zombies attacking me from behind. And I was about to conquer the dungeon when I heard this. Yeah, don't even ask me what that is. I was so freaked out, and you probably be too if you were there right now in hardcore mode, so I got the heck out of there. I mean, like, I'm even scared right now while editing this. Like, weeks later. What the heck was that? So a few days had gone by, and I decided, hey, why don't I build a river at my front lawn? Because, I mean, it looks nice, and also, I don't think these animals had anything to drink for weeks, so... yeah, anyways... So I got right to work, digging, building, and then filling the entire thing with water. I even built a bench, and also, I maybe put a your mom or two on the side. I mean, hey, it still is a funny joke. Yeah, so remember when I said spawning cockatrices would be in my top priorities? Yeah, well, day 77, I guess life just decided to give me like 10 of them. And just for consistency, I'll show you all the cockatrices that spawn from now towards day 100. Alright, so we got 3 on day 77, 1 on day 80, another on day 83, another on day 87, 1 more on day 93, and the last one is a secret because it's so wholesome. Now remember when I told you what cockatrices would do? Yeah, well, they just attack creatures and, I don't know, just shoot laser beams? What the heck? Best pet ever here, folks! Anyways, I used the ink from the squid on day 78 to create a book for noting down entries from day 80 to day 100, you know, for the last 20 days. So it usually takes 1 day for cockatrice to grow full health, and this is its full measure, full size, full capacity, full power, so we decided to go out on a little night hunting zombie spree. Now, I was really dumb and I forgot that zombies will also attack cockatrices, so on the morning of day 80, my cockatrice died. Now, of course I was really mad about this, so I just immediately dumped lava on top of the zombies and called it a day. Now it was day 80 and I could begin the journal entries until day 100. You can pause each journal entry to read it more thoroughly, but yeah, I'll just show each one for a few seconds. Now these journal entries can be from a summary of what I did today, what I'm going to do, or just how I'm feeling right now. Day 81, I found a dragon pit. Unfortunately, this is not going to be my fight the bear. Another day, or another video perhaps. I also found another desert temple, and since these things have like 1 block of lapis, I can enchant again finally. Day 82 journal entry. Day 82 was just enchanting, and even enchanting! I also fell into a ravine. Luckily, I landed on one of the ledges and not ground zero. Day 83 journal entry. So I finally decided that on day 100, I would go raid that scary looking underground dungeon that I found very early into the video. It looked pretty scary though, so I decided that I need to gear up before I went into the unknown. I had to go into the pixie village once again to catch a few pixies for a few more buffs. Day 84 journal entry. So day 84, I finally arrived at the pixie village. The goal, capture as many pixies as possible to get as much good buffs. I needed haste, strength, speed, and jump boost. It was going to be a pretty hard mission, but eventually I got all of them. Day 85 journal entry, and day 86 journal entry. Also in day 86 I had a war with llamas. I'm telling you, they looked at me weirdly, they started it first. Day 87 journal entry. And yes, just like the journal entry said, I brought in some new mods to craft some endgame gear and made a diamond shield too. This will definitely give me the upper hand when conquering the dungeon in day 100. Now, one of these new tools that I made was a boomerang. The problem was, while I was testing boomerangs out, they kept disappearing. Then I realized that my armor stand was literally eating them up. And that was the end of using boomerangs for the rest of this video. This was my day 87 journal entry. So then I made throwing axes. These tools were very efficient and they did not disappear out of thin air like boomerangs, so I decided to use them. This was my day 88 journal entry. Now the reason why you're not seeing that much footage since day 80, because I'm doing stupid things like throwing up axes on top of my head. You're welcome from saving you from boredom. This is my day 89 journal entry. And today, day 89, we AFK'd. Yeah, I'm guessing pizza again? Today was day 90, 10 more days before day 100. Things were looking pretty good. These last 10 days were a bit of a doozy since, as you can see by these journal entries, I started to go a bit more slowly insane. You know, just like the nerves, the pressure, what if I die in day 100, you know. But for as long as I tried to stay sane, the pressure just got to me. I had to go to the dungeon. I had to see what was there. Tried to take my mind off the whole dungeon situation by crafting some beer and some beetroot soup. Just like a real medieval meal classics, you know, but the pressure was just too much. I couldn't continue. I was too distracted. There were secrets waiting to be unlocked, doors waiting to be opened, and as an adventurer would always say, always onward. Hello friend, if you are reading this message, then I am no longer here. Until day 100, I will be in the dungeons. If I do not make it alive, then please subscribe and hit the notification bell. Well, what have I got to lose? I looked at my supplies, gathered every single thing I got from every single one of my adventures that'd be of use for me. Gapples, potions, throwing axes, bows, pickaxes, swords, blocks, food, my pixies, my cockatrices. I was ready for my final dungeon crawl. By the time I reached the temple where my old village was, I actually remembered the shortcut that I was supposed to take in the other cave, not here. So I went there. Very clumsy. And there it was. The place where I was supposed to raid. The place that determined whether I come out victorious with loot or end up just like a gravestone among the tens of thousands of skeletons in there. We immediately received incoming fire. Luckily my cockatrices shot a laser towards where they were shooting me from. And then became a huge brawl where I'd sadly lose one cockatrice and one pixie. After securing our position, we continued onward towards the end stone looking thing. That is where we are going to strike. Unfortunately, the drop was way too deep to just drop down there by myself. Luckily, I created a strategy where I would put water over the lava, and that way we would have a cobblestone wall to create stairs under. Once we got inside, another cockatrice bit the dust. We had to keep going though, no turning back now. Then I got invaded by zombies. There was way too much to count, and if it wasn't for my quick wits, I wouldn't have been able to make it out within 10 seconds. While I was exploring, I found this nether looking thing. We'll get into that later, trust me. Conquered my first spawner, but let me just tell you, this whole obsidian and like these like checker patterns are just enough to scare the creeping heck out of me. I was literally like shaking my bones, you have no idea. I came across a room with a bunch of skeleton heads, and I realized that some of them had wither skeleton heads too. Perhaps for a future video, a wither would be a pretty good boss. Unfortunately, I only had two. The third one will have to be obtained. Found an area where there was more of that nether stuff with a staircase leading down to it. Oh, let's just see what's around here for now before we go down there. Oh wait, is that a spider spawner? Yeah, let's just do that instead. The funny thing is that I actually found a vanilla Minecraft dungeon. What are the chances of that happening? Like, I'm in a custom dungeon and the vanilla one is also connected with it. That's just trippy. So I came across a spiderweb area. I was able to destroy the spiderwebs with my sword. But let me just tell you, cave spiders are very, very, very not fun. They're super small, they're poisonous, what more is there to say? Very luckily though, I found a super OP diamond sword with enchantments which will make killing spiders a whole lot easier. Found another spiderweb dungeon. Luckily, I had my sword, which if used correctly, can one-shot cave spiders. That is a +1 on my book. And the loot was tremendous as well. Not only did I get the OP sword, I got some pretty useful enchantment books, potions, and armor. Well, I explored every single place except for the nether staircase thing, and no point in putting off until tomorrow what can be done today. So I went down, below the ground, into the pretty much underworld. Now, this is where my friend, the lava bucket, will come very handy here in dealing with all kinds of mobs. I also met a friendly pigman. I mean, friendly-ish, because he tried to make me attack him, which would make him attack me. That was close. So I found a mysterious looking room. It was like the exact replica of the one that was in the end dungeon, except it was all nether themed this time. Things weren't looking too bright. I ran out of torches, I was using my potions, I didn't have much resources left, so I went and charged at every single mob that I could see to continue advancing in the dark hallways. Now, I tried to be creative and use my bow for these fights too, but like, skeletons on hardcore mode need to be nerfed, man. These guys would that's just like impossible. And I advanced the hallways into what will probably be one of the most unique things I've ever seen. A blaze spawner room. Now, these blazes would probably be good for like farming for potions and blaze rods, but let me just tell you, every single blaze that I killed, 2 more would appear, and then it just multiplied. I had to retreat. So slowly but surely, I backed down. But I created a new plan. Why attack them in front when you could surprise attack them from the top? I even found some lapis, which is awkward timing, but hey, lapis is lapis. Anyways, I'd reached the top of the blaze spawners, and I was preparing to drop down. And I think I found the blaze spawner because when I broke it, XP came out. I mean, it could have been useful for the future, but I'd rather survive, thank you. Now I was able to entrap myself inside where the spawner used to be. That way I was able to fortify myself around the blazes. But now I was trapped. Luckily, it was still the overworld, and water surely worked. That way the water destroyed the blazes, they backed away, and I had room to be safe. Now this is what you call being smart. I put down 1 block of water where I was standing on top of. That way I can't catch fire damage. And I used this opportunity to snipe each blaze that I saw with my bow. The good news was that I got a bunch of blaze rods from this. The bad news? I killed any chance of blazes ever spawning again. Now, as I was exploring more dungeons, you realize if these guys are in like the underworld, how come they're not resistant to lava? Oh, that's not very smart, but I mean, better for me. I think I was getting to something good pretty close, because do you see that? That's a skeleton with almost all diamond armor and an iron sword. What is that? Using only lava as a light source, I found the jackpot. 3 chests in like a room. This was surely going to be protected. And it was. The zombies even came in fun size as this one tried to overthrow me over my little bridge, but I was too strong for it. Just by hearing those sounds, you can literally tell how much mobs there are. And my guess, there are probably a lot of mobs. So I went back to the old strat, just like in the Blaze dungeon, mining on top of them, looking for the spawners, destroying them, and then finishing them off. So I might have accidentally hit a pigman on self-defense, and that pigman did some strong damage. I was on the verge of death, and I wasn't going to die now. It was time to call on the God Apple. With regen, absorption, resistance, and fire resistance, I was unstoppable. Time to finish what I started. And the loot was amazing, from enchantment books to potions, to even ender pearls and XP pots. And the fire res was real handy too. I could go wherever I wanted. But alas, my inventory was getting full. I ran out of torches, flint and steel, lava was my only light source. It was time to go up. Also, let's just say I have enough nightmares to last for weeks. Here I came out of the shadows and into the light, and I was greeted by villagers? How did they even get here? So I was gonna go back to my castle, right? But then I realized I was just about to hit level 30, so grinding mobs I began once more. And once I destroyed this chicken, I would reach level 30, so I decided to end it off with a nice 360 bow shot. And bam, there we go, level 30 achieved. It was time to head back to the castle. So day 99, came back home, returned my loot. This was everything that was found. Surprisingly, I came home one day early, so I built a memorial honoring those who had fallen during the invasion of Ground Zero. I remember when I said earlier that I'll be saving the last cockatrice spawn for a more wholesome moment? Yeah, well, honoring the old cockatrices, a new one came out of the shadows, and the circle of life continued. Get this cow out of the way, it's ruining the moment. And so, went to bed for the 99th time. For day 100, I decided that I'd finally turn off the freaking fog. And look at that, lo and behold, my house in all of its glory, fog-free, where I could finally see everything clearly. It was a blessing, truly. Look at that. It just looks so clear now. I can see everything. And that, viewer, marks the tale of LegitFM versus 100 Days in the Dark Ages. If you liked it, consider liking and subscribing. I know it's a bit boring to hear that, but this took a long time to make, and I genuinely appreciate the support, and I'd be happy to make more videos like this in the future. So yeah, there's that. Have a good day, and in the meantime, goodbye for now.